Welcome to Storytime with 420 Jim. Um, Running a few minutes late with my computer over here, so I can't get some photos right now that I wanted to show you. Um, let's see if it did any of them. Probably not. I'd hate to go all the way through and have to uh, turn them all around. I'm trying to. They all needed to get rotated, and it looks like they rotated the wrong way. Come to tell you the truth. Anyhow, this will give a moment for anybody to come in if they want to. Um, that might be one to do. There we go. Well, I'll tell you the story about this one right here. Let me flip this around. Well, there we go. Ronan County News. Uh, that was the front page, of course. To be blunt, um, oh gosh, I can't really see or tell the date. I forget. Looks like July 2nd of 19 or something. That was over in Kingston, Tennessee. Now, there's a few times I drove through Kingston, going to Knoxville and back and stuff, and I've seen the name and all, but just never thought to stop there and sit and, tell people about the petition. I figured, if I'm in Knoxville, they can come there. It's only 15 miles away, 20 miles away, whatever it is. Excuse me. As normal, I'm going through Kingston, or going to Knoxville, and I had to go through Kingston to get there. And I'm going down the road, mind my own business, bebopping along, and I always, every once in a while, look in my rearview mirror, keep an idea of my surroundings, and it surprised me because a state trooper went by, and he was coming enough, not speeding like he was chasing nobody, but he was coming up and up, and he got in my vision without me seeing him in the mirror, and I didn't realize there was a car coming up and passing before he did. Normally, you might see it in the mirror. But that got my attention. So, I'm going to look at my mirror again after he passed me. And there's another one coming in sight. And I'm like, oh, shit. That one's going to stop up here. This one's going to red light me. Nope. It come on and went on by. It was a black officer. I shot him a peace sign as he went by. Once again, I look at my mirror and I was like, oh, my God, what's going to happen? Because here's another one coming up. And just as he gets even with my bumper, he lights them up. And I'm expecting any time as I'm pulling over to see them other troopers flipping a U-turn or backing down on the emergency lane. Either one could happen. Speeding ahead, neither one of them did. But, at that time, I thought for sure I was going to be with at least three Tennessee troopers. And which is kind of funny because on another story, I'll tell you how they caused an accident. Not the ones in Kingston, the ones in Knoxville, Tennessee. That's another story another day. Back to Kingston, Tennessee, and Sergeant Woody. And the headlines that, if you didn't see the headlines, I'll show them to you one more time here. Up, we'll flip around. That's the actual headlines. Rowan County News, to be blunt, case dismissed against driver of cannabis. So as soon as he gets even my bumper, he pulls in, lights me up. And before I get pulled over, there's another trooper behind him. Or state police trooper, what do you want to call him? And I'm like, oh gosh, this is it. Illegal search, the whole 9 yards. But the other two never came back or backed up or nothing. As soon as I get out of the vehicle, there's Sergeant Woody and another one. Now, the other one, I couldn't even tell you his name, and he didn't talk one word, I don't think. Pretty sure he didn't talk at all. Sergeant Woody, it was his situation. So he comes up to me and he says, son, your eyes look red. I'm like, yes, sir, I have cataracts. I'm pointing my eyes. Do you see them? He said something. I said, see, I got cataracts. And look. There's one in each eye. They stay red 24/7. Well, I still think you might be under the influence. Won't you step back here and we just do some tests? Could have said no, whatever, but then you might lose your license and shit. So you might as well go along with it. They're going to do what they're going to do. So I walked back behind the vehicle between the cannabis and it. After he admitted he'd seen the cataracts. And I took it as being a smart ass. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't, maybe it's just being nice. I took it kind of like being a smart ass. He said, "Oh, you can set your camera down and video the test and whatnot. Just put it over there and get it set up before we begin." If he was really worried I was under influence, why would he be telling me I should see it? Let's get on with it. Anyhow, he proceeds to put me through a test designed for drunks and solely drunks. That's what this test was ever made up for. You want to test for somebody that's smoking good pot, get you a damn Snickers bar, keep a little cooler in there with an ice cream sandwich, a piece of something, the munchies or thirst wise. You're not going to catch a stoner by doing a drunk test on them. And you know what? I feel sorry for the drunks because it's hard to do sober. It is hard to do sober because if you're like me, you've got that fear of a bad cop. And, why are you even being put through this? Because you know you've done nothing wrong. And you have that fear from them and all. They're going to take my home. They're going to take my dog, whatever. Because remember, Tennessee had treated me real bad just right down the road the year or year before that when they threw me and my dog in jail for nothing. Absolutely nothing. I could have sued them. But anyhow, getting back to it, trying to stand on the one leg with the one out and stuff like that, it's hard when you got fear of the law. Now, it's obvious if they're drunk, okay, that would get them. But after a good 8 minutes of test, look at the pen, move only your eyes and not your head. It's a natural action to move your head. Natural reaction. So you got to constantly be telling yourself, don't move your head. That idiot's going to think you're stoned. Just move your eyes. That idiot's going to think you're stoned. And I don't mean that like the guy's an idiot, but that was just my thought process at the time. He profiled me. I asked him why he profiled me. He just went on to this. So we go through all this test, and you'll never believe what he told me. What he told me almost knocked me to the floor. He said, "You passed." You'd think that was good. You would think that was good. But his next statement just knocked me to hell for a loop. He says, "Now I want you to pull down to the next exit into the Exxon parking lot where you will get your ticket for failure to maintain lanes." First thought comes to mind is, why is he giving me a ticket, and why can't he give me that ticket here? And I said, "Sorry, I've seen the stripes, Sergeant Woody on his thing." And I'm like, "Sergeant Woody, you know damn well you profiled me, and now you're writing a ticket to justify in your head pulling me over. You should be telling me to have a good day and let me go on down the road. You will lose in court." And he told me, "No, I don't usually lose in court. I'll see you down at the Exxon." Got to do what the officers want. So I pulled down to the next exit and into the Exxon. And we had a little light rain, not a drizzle, but a light rain, little wind and stuff. And I'm going out trying to go around both the officers' cars. Now, there's one trooper out there in the light rain like this, because, it was light rain. He's standing out there like this, staring at me. Woody's half in, half out of his car with the door open. And I'm walking around recording. And I'm going to go get the license plate number and stuff, okay? And Officer Woody says, "Oh, you can't go behind there." I'm like, "Why not?" And he says, "I'm in fear for my life." So that was his words. He was in fear for his life. I'm thinking, gee, this guy is just totally lost it, We was just up on the highway 15 minutes, had to come, and he's scared of me walking around the car with another trooper standing right there watching me. It just didn't make sense, but okay. But he made the statement, "Sir, if you like, you can step back in your vehicle out of the rain." cool. No problem, sir. And I stepped back inside the door, watched him, whatnot. Then he, of course, gave me the ticket and whatever. And, saying anything else after that point ain't going to do no good. So I didn't. But I went ahead and drove on into town. I don't know, parked at Walmart or something, somewhere. And I called the clerk of courts and I said who I was, told them they may want to, look on the computer, Google me, whatnot. Had bad run-ins in Knoxville, and I just kind of told them a little bit about me and stuff, and said, I didn't even intend to be in your town, but if you want me to hang out here 30, 60 days, whatever, I'm going to. I will be in your town until I can get in court. When do you think I can get a court date? And she wanted to know if she could call me back. I'm like, sure. It wasn't 10 minutes later, I get a call back, and back then my name was Stevens. She said, Mr. Stevens, well, can you be here at 8:30 in the morning? And I'm like, yes, ma'am, no problem. I'll be there by 7, which I was there about 6:30. I had my flags out, and I had the table out where people could come sign the petition, come meet me, maybe make a donation. And I even typed it up as a Facebook event and stuff. And 8:15 comes, whatever. I close everything up and walk over to the courthouse and walk in like the other people did. And I don't know, 2 or 3 cases was called before mine. And I'll tell the lengthy version in case people haven't been to court, traffic court. There's a specific way it goes. In most criminal courts, the same way. The officer will testify to his status, sergeant, but whatever he is, how long he's been in duty, how long he's worked that area, blah, 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 build up about him and what a wonderful person he is and all. Then they will say what they observed. And he said he observed me almost across this, heading towards the center line is how he put it. And then go towards the rumble strip and thought that maybe if I hit that, it'd cause an accident. The judge asked him a question in the middle of it, and he said, Officer Woody, did he cross the center line? And I'm so thankful that he is actually a good officer, and he told the truth. Any bad officer would have said, yeah, but nope. He said, no, he didn't cross it. And the judge didn't ask him if I hit the rumble strip, but he did ask him if I crossed the center line. And the officer said no. So I knew I had that one. And when he said drifted towards the rumble strip, I was thinking about asking him when I got a chance, well, those things cause accidents, why they put them there. I thought it was to let you know that you're falling asleep or something or drifting to the right. But I never once thought it caused an accident when somebody hit it, unless it was dead asleep, or something like that. But I never got to ask him that question. That's the only thing in the trial that I regret, that I didn't get a chance to ask that one. I would have, but the trial got interrupted. Anyhow, let's get back to it. He gets on the stand. I'm Sergeant Woody. I've been patrolling this particular highway, whatever it is. Don't put a number on it because I don't want patrols to call me a liar. But I didn't know at the time. Pretty much, I bet you more than not in that town, of legal age, driving age, more people in that town know Sergeant Woody than the people that don't know him. Seriously. I didn't know this at the time. But there's a lawyer watching all this. He's just sitting in the courtroom for another case, and he's watching this all go on. So the cop's up there, and he's giving his testimony, and I did this and whatnot. And the state rest. Now it's my turn to get up and ask the officer questions, okay? And after that, it's time for the state to ask me questions, just like I get up, ask the officer, right? We never made it that far. We didn't. We only made it halfway through, where the prosecutor asked him questions, and then I asked him questions. Never was I asked questions of it. It's funny. I never had to take the stand. Anyhow, I get up and talking with him and, hey, you testified that you pulled me over, blah, blah. How come the first 2 officers that passed me by didn't pull me over. You thought I was such a danger. Oh, they was headed to another call. Huh. It would make sense if, they would, one of them, but I didn't argue that. He said they was headed towards another call. Okay, let's let that go. And I said, Sergeant Woody, how long did you follow me before turning on your overheads and stuff? How long did you observe me driving? Oh, I don't really remember. And I'm like, well, as soon as you got within my bumper, you pulled in and turned the lights on. He said, probably. I'm like, okay. So there's like a little distance, not much, but a little. But the last 3 miles, even if you observe me the last 3 miles, how many potholes do you think they are in the last couple miles is the way I put it? I don't know. Okay. I asked him, how windy was it? What was the weather condition? I don't remember. And I said, well, do you remember telling me down at the gas station after your sobriety test I passed that I could step in the vehicle because it was lightly raining and a little wind? Yeah. I said, okay, so we had light rain and wind. The other question I wished I'd asked him, but I didn't, was, have you ever drove one of these motorhomes? Or a motorhome's, this of any size? Because with light wind, yeah, when a semi goes by, these motorhomes moving stuff. And when you got rain and any type wind, oh, they move a little bit. So he couldn't tell me how many potholes was in that area that I could be dodging. He couldn't tell me if it had wind or not, that I might be blowing a little bit on the road. So I said, you testified I drifted towards the center lane. Yes. I said, did I cross that center line? Once again, he had a chance to say no, but he had already told the judge no. So he said, no. I said, you didn't testify that I drifted towards the rumble strips and you thought that was going to cause an accident. He said, yep. I said, did I hit the rumble strips? Once again, the officer tells the truth and says no. The only thing that came to that mind, at that particular mind, was to throw my hands up in the air and say, well, what did I do wrong? What in the world did I do wrong? That judge grabs his gavel and we're going to take a recess. He was only out in recess about 3 minutes or so. I didn't see Officer Woody move. I wasn't paying no attention. But I never seen Officer Woody until a year later. I'll tell you about that too. But they let him go out of the courtroom. Judge comes back to the bench. He calls up another case. They take care of that within about 2 to 3 minutes. Then he calls me back up and says, Mr. Stevens, your case is dismissed. And I'm turned around, getting ready to leave the courtroom. I throw the peace sign up at the judge and everybody. And that's what this picture is right there. See the court pews? Me wearing my pot shirt, giving the judge and them the peace sign as I leave the courtroom. Yeah, buddy. Judge did the right thing. But there was a reporter in the courtroom. That's how important this was to that town, to get a picture in the courtroom. And he was asking me questions. And that lawyer I was telling you about that was observing the whole thing, he came over and said, look, if they ever harass you again in the area, I will represent you for free. I like what you did and how you handled your case. And much love for that attorney offering that. But yeah, I kicked his butt in court, to be blunt. But let me tell you how that officer gets a really, really good attaboy. About a year later, I'm on private property. So cop really has no reason to come on that private property and mess with you at all. And at that time, I didn't have outside cameras and stuff. And I couldn't get my camera turned on quick enough. But guess who come flying in the parking lot in a state trooper car? I mean, I'm just flabbergasted the state troopers coming in. I mean, he didn't have his rollers on. And it was really like light evening, so he had his headlights on. I could tell the state trooper, he wasn't stopping anywhere in the rest of the parking lot, coming right towards me. When Sergeant Woody steps out, my jaw just about drops. I hadn't seen him in a year. And that headline, to be blunt, I'm one of the few people that's taken on Woody and run, so I don't know what he's thinking. You know what he does? He comes up to my table, reaches out and shakes my hand and says, "I respect you." See, we got lots of great officers out there in the world. We got bad ones too. Be hanging around. We'll talk about one of them right there in Topeka, Kansas, here Monday or Wednesday, somewhere in that there. Uh, I had a lady try to run me over. Well, she hit me with her car. Thank God I didn't get seriously hurt. But with the squeal marks and everything, a little bit more, and it could have been really, really bad. But that's another story. And just be tuning in Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noontime. And please hit the like button if you like them. Tell people about them, share them maybe, and build up my, excuse me, help build up my channel to the 1,000 I need, where they start, chipping in for where I can write a book and stuff. I'd really appreciate that. Peace, love, and cannabis for all. One team, one dream. United we stand, folks. If we try, we can all get a bomb. I love each and every one of you, and I will see y'all on Monday on Storytime.